Okay, let's give you guys some more practice. So here, find dy by dx. Okay, so press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this here, visualize this as this. So use the product rule instead of the quotient rule. So here you've got one block multiplying with another block here. So remember the product rule. Um, differentiate this, leave this the same. So when you differentiate this, it will give you minus 1 x to the power of minus 2, and then you leave this the same. So you leave this the same. And then the second part of the product rule is to leave this the same. So that's you leaving this the same, and then differentiate this. When you differentiate this, it would just be this. So your overall answer here would be this. So now it's just a matter of tidying up. So tidy it up, and it will. So here, visualize this here as this. Okay, and then visualize this here as visualize this here as 1 minus 1 over x squared, and then you're timesing this thing here. You're timesing this thing here. So this will then get multiplied to the top, giving you this. Okay, well anyway, tidy it up, and then it will then give you this. Same denominator, merge them together. So that will then give you this. So your final answer is this. Okay, next one here. So find dy by dx of this. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this here, visualize as this. So visualize this thing here as this. So we can use the product rule rather than the quotient rule. Okay, so here, hang on. So here, visualize this as one block multiplying with another block here. But then here's the thing: within this block here, you've got to use here you've got to use a product rule. But then within this thing here, you've got to use a product rule within a product rule. So hang on. So visualize as this. Hang on. And then so the first step is to differentiate this and leave this the same. So that's this, leaving it the same. So what's inside here is the differential of this. So you got to use the hang on. Let's start again. Visualize as this times this. So the product rule is differentiate this, leave this the same. So this is leaving it the same here. So differentiate this here. So you've got to use the product rule within the product rule. So here, so differentiate this. Hang on. So here you've got a block here multiplying with this. So now So now it's differentiate this. That will give you a 3. Leave this the same. That will then give you this. And then the next step, leave this the same. That's us leaving it the same. And then differentiate this. Then differentiate this. It will give you this. Okay. And then so hang on. So let's start again here. You've got this multiplying with this. So the product rule is differentiate this. That will then give you this whole thing here. Leave this the same. So that's us leaving this the same. And then the second part is leave this the same. That's us leaving this the same. And then differentiate this. So here you've got to use the chain rule here. So this thing goes down. So that will give you a minus 1 here. And then leave the whole thing intact. So that's the whole thing intact. And then this one here gets minus by 1. And then you've got to differentiate the bubble here. So when you differentiate this, it will just give you this. Okay. So overall, when you differentiate this, it will give you this. So now it's just a matter of tidying up. So hang on, tidy this up. Let's just concentrate on tidying this bit up. Okay, so this bit here is this thing here. Oops, it's this thing here, and then this bit here is this thing here. Okay, so hang on. So let's try and tidy this up. So this thing here, so here you've got this thing separated by a plus, and then this times this here. So this gets multiplied to the top, leaving you just 3. And then this bit here stays the same. Okay, and then visualize this thing here as don't forget it's times here. You've got a times here. So this is here's a times or a multiply. And then to the power minus 1 is 1 over this thing here. Okay, and then this. Let's tidy up this bit now. So now let's concentrate on this bit. So this bit will be, hang on. This bit here will be, so hang on, let me think. Hang on. Oh yeah. So this thing here, you've got this thing multiplying with this thing here, multiplying with this thing here. So let's try and multiply these two together. So this x will go, this x will go. So it will just leave you 3 natural log of x on top, and then this bit here. Visualize this bit here as 1 over bubble here squared. And because you've got a minus here, let's just stick a minus in there. Okay. So overall, hang on. Overall, this here becomes this. Okay. And then so what you've got at the moment is this thing plus this thing here. Okay, but don't forget later on we're going to move it. We're going to get rid of this and then just minus. Okay, so this thing, this whole thing here will then become this. Okay, so this is your final answer. Okay, because yeah, this bit gets multiplied to the top and blah blah blah. It then gives you this. So get a graph plotter and plot the graph. Get a graph plotter, plot the original the original graph, which was this. Okay, so get a graph plotter, plot this graph, and then plot this graph as well. Hang on, plot this one here as well. So that will then give you this graph here. Okay, it will give you an indication. It's one way of checking it, but it's not perfect. But it gives you an indication if you're right or wrong. So the red line here was your original graph here. So when you look at the original graph, the derivative, you can see there's a turning point here. So the derivative right here should be 0, and then somewhere along here there should be another derivative. There should be another turning point, meaning the derivative here should be 0. The derivative here should be 0. So if now looking at the blue line, you see right here is 0, straight up, right here is 0. Okay, and then looking at this here, from here it's really steep, and it's positive, positive, positive. Looking at the blue line, look at this, it's positive, 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 positive. Now it starts to turn negative, 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 and that kind of makes sense when you look at the red graph. Okay, and looking at the red graph here, you can see the gradients negative, 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 and then looking at the blue line, it's negative, 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 and then looking here is looking at the red line, positive, positive, positive. Looking at the blue line, positive, positive, positive. So it kind of makes sense, but then there's something weird happening here, but I don't know what. Okay, but the graph here gives us an indication that our derivative here seems to be correct. Okay.